Hey fam, Hugh Whitehouse here, video producer, director, editor, and just all around nice guy. For the end of 2019, I figured we'd take a look back at some of the projects that I did this year and share some of the lessons learned, some of the insights, and basically just some of the key takeaways. So I started 2019 down in Melbourne, which is a great place to be in January when you're running around with a handheld gimbal. I was at MCC, the Melbourne Cricket Club, at the MCG, doing a case study on their digital transformation story. This is with Data3. And so we toured around the MCG, we got to go behind the scenes, check out all the cool media stuff, hear about everything they're doing technology-wise. Really great story, by the way. It's available on YouTube. Also at the beginning of the year, I did a lot of work with Unearthed. I did their demo day, the Unearthed Demo Day 2019. That's a multi-camera shoot, kind of like our bread and butter. We set up a couple cameras, people pitch, we film the pitches, we produce the pitch videos. Afterwards, we interview everybody, we cut it all together so that we just create like a wealth of material out of this one sort of event. Next project I wanted to highlight was I did a lot of work with the Queensland Trust for Nature. Produced a lot of material for their ALCA conference, some case study material, some event opening videos. And then in that same period, I also worked very closely with Incodocs to help them produce their, essentially like a launch and positioning video. A bit of a sort of, they just got investment from Maersk, and it's a bit of a, this is who we are, this is what we do. Simple run and gun style where I'm running just the Ronin S on 2 handles, pocket 4K, one of the Vajra lenses. Simple, easy, fast, but effective tools for corporate filmmaking. I did a lot of live streaming in 2019, like a lot. With Lestrade, we did the Startup World Cup. And that, up until that event, I was just shitting bricks. The biggest variable we had going into that was at the Triffid. And I didn't know if the internet at the Triffid was going to be able to hold up. To give them credit, at the Triffid, they let us patch straight into their switch. So we just ran a massive Cat6 cable all the way around the back of the upstairs bar, plugged it in, and pushed out what I think was a consistent sort of 12 to 16 megabit per second video uplink. Like that was one of the crisper streams that we've been able to do. And when you watch it now, in hindsight, the video recordings are only half the data rate that the upstream link was. So they don't look as nice now, but on the night they were beautiful. No technical issues, which was a big relief. I've also done a lot of work streaming with the Office of the Queensland Chief Entrepreneur this year, which was great because on the Lestrade side, a lot of the work we try and do is pro-social. The idea is that if we're creating content, someone should benefit, someone in the wider community should benefit. And with the streaming for the Office of the Chief Entrepreneur, we're doing events here in Brisbane, but they're being beamed all the way. Like you've got people logging on Rockhampton, Mackay, Innisfail, Cairns, Townsville. Like people all up and down the coast are jumping into these events. So they're no longer relegated to just being in the room in Brisbane. You've got people all up and down the state of Queensland can jump in and experience them at the same time. Beautiful idea, beautiful initiative. Happy to keep helping you in 2020. Another big project I did this year was with Australian fashion artist and illustrator Carrie Hess. And we shot it over a couple of days in her home studio. And her home studio is just bathed in light, just bathed in sunlight. So we had a great time just bouncing light off the roof. And it all comes up beautiful and colorful and really, really nice. It's really nice to edit, really nice to color grade. Just a fun project. We're actually looking at doing now an advanced version of that masterclass, producing in probably 2020, early 2020. So if you're a fan of Carrie Hess, or as I call her, Keza, then look out for the online masterclass, the advanced masterclass, arriving in early 2020. One of the things I got to do this year was work with a lot of mining innovation companies in Queensland. So, the startups in the mining sector. And there are some great ones. So we worked with MEC and Commit Works and Components Only and CCAP. The best part of working with those different clients is that we get to tell a different style of story. And it was principally Regent and myself who shot nearly all of those pieces. It was testing the idea of running multiple cameras, especially lightweight cameras, putting them through their paces, seeing what they can produce, the quality of the image we can push and pull out of them. I really like this new era of lightweight shooting, smaller cameras, more cameras, better coverage. It's fun. So across June, July, I shot a number of pieces for Data 3, which sort of leads up to their Ignite internal event. I got to go to WA, New South Wales, Victoria, here in Queensland, and shoot not only material and interviews with the different staff in every state, but also customer stories and a couple of case studies. And for about a month, I was either on the road flying and shooting, or I was back here editing, producing, on just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And my wife hated it. It's time for River City Labs' River Pitch event. I'd spent a lot of time investigating and testing and renting and trying different solutions to figure out how you do multicam better. And with the RCL River Pitch event, we cracked it. So the secret is tentacle syncs, essentially timecode generators that sit on the top of each camera. I've got them running on these two now. They unify all the cameras together so that when you go into post, just 2 clicks of a button and you've synced all your media together. So now we're using tentacle syncs on everything, and they've got some really cool new recorders coming out, and I'm on board. Whatever they produce, yeah, I'm in. Lestrade also ran event coverage for the startup weekend for women, which is one of my favorite events, and it fits so well with the charter that we have at Lestrade to produce pro-social content. We were doing photo streams, which is essentially taking photos of everything and just pushing all that content straight up to social media. And it's a really easy thing to do, photo streams. I love doing it. And I had Felicity and George as my trainees for this, and they loved it. It was their first time sort of, being outside of like a controlled film schooly sort of environment. There's a lot of variables. And Felicity has come on and joined the Lestrade team since. So she's working with me now quite a lot. So if you see us running around doing the Lestrade thing, you're probably going to see Felicity. Pop in, say hi. If you've got any questions about any of the stuff I've talked about today, or if you'd like to have a chat about producing some content in 2020, you can find more details at hughwhitehouse.com.au or at lestrade.com.au.